In today's video, I am going to be testing two of the best microphone solutions from Røde for your smartphone or GoPro. Okay, first up we have the Wireless Go from Røde. So this is a Bluetooth transmitter and receiver solution for people wanting to record vocals for themselves if they're moving around. So you can clip it onto your shirt or your seatbelt, and also for people wanting to record over longer distances. So if you want to mount a microphone on the back of the car for the exhaust or something, you can put into the transmitter here, which has a microphone built in already. You can plug in an external mic like the other Røde that I've bought that we're going to have a look at, and then transmit that to the receiver, which is connected to your camera in the car. So pretty cool piece of kit. So what's in the box? Little carry case. You've got two USB-C USB cables to charge each device. You've got your little camera cable to attach the receiver to your camera. You've got two little pom-poms you can get excited about. Yay! Wind socks, wind covers, windshields. And then you've got the two tiny little devices here. So you've got the receiver here and the transmitter. The transmitter has its own condenser mic built in the top, and then you can fit the windshields, just clip them onto that, and obviously that's where you can plug in your external mic. Interestingly, these obviously you can clip to your shirt, seatbelt or whatever, but this is the same size as a cold shoe from a top of a camera, so you could just clip that on to your camera mount and hold it in place. So that's a really neat solution. Just going to quickly demonstrate how this little wireless kit works. It's so simple. All you do is turn on the base unit. There's your little power button on the bottom. Turn on your transmitter. There we go. And you can see straight away there that they're connected and that it's picking up the signal and it's showing the volume there in the display. Couldn't be easier than that. Okay, here we have the Røde Video Micro on-camera microphone. If you've seen pretty much every YouTuber out there, you've seen their videos and you've seen a great big fluffy kind of Muppet hanging off the camera, chances are it's one of these. So this is like the industry standard for recording audio. So in the box we've got our bigger fluffy Muppet to protect from wind. Here's our little microphone. Got the cable again to connect from the microphone to your camera, and then you've got your little anti sort of shock mount here so that you don't get any interference on your mic when it's mounted up to your camera mount. So I'll now take these and this, and we will give them a try. Compare them to the Samsung S10 Plus built-in mic, which is what I use for recording my videos at the moment, and see what the sound difference is like. I'll do some vocal recording, starting with these, and then I will try and get some audio on the car. So I'll get some external audio of the car, just static, and some audio of the car moving if possible, and yeah, see how things sound. Okay, so I've waited for a suitably windy day to do this first part of the test, and Sweden doesn't disappoint with the weather. So I am going to head outside into the wind and try first of all the phone microphone, then I will try the Røde wired mic, and then we'll try the Røde wireless mics and see which is the best, and we can compare between them. One thing I would say before we do that is, if you're using the microphones on your phone or certain devices, you're going to need this cable here, which is the TRS to the TRRS connector. Otherwise it doesn't work on a phone, so you do need to buy yourself that. Unfortunately, it doesn't come in the kit. So let's go outside and see how things sound. Okay, so this is the first video done with the phone microphone. Outside, windy day. I'm about a metre away from the phone itself. Got no idea what the difference will be between the different microphones as I swap them out, so it's going to be interesting to see that when I go back inside and sort of edit this. But this is the reference, this is the phone microphone. So now let's try with the Rode wired mic. Okay, so this is the Rode wired mic. Now, it'd be interesting to see how this sounds because we've got the wind filter fitted onto it, and it is a very windy day out here. See if there's any wind noise, and also see what the quality of the sound's like, and also see how it is with the distance from the phone itself and from the microphone compared to the phone mic. No idea how this is going to sound, so we'll find out later. It'll be interesting. So let's move on to these little beauties. These are the wireless Rode mics that are meant for presenting and things like that. Let's see how they sound. Okay, so I've got my little pom-pom windshield on me now. So this is us using the Rode wireless mics plugged into the phone. These little windshields, it's no wonder there's two of them that come with the pack, because they are very fiddly and they fall off quite easily. So I'm not sure how I'll get on with them. But with this setup, the beauty is because the mic's with you, you can move around. It doesn't matter how far away you are from the device itself. You've got a range of 75 meters or something, I think. So it doesn't matter where I am. There's no difference in tone. You would assume. We will see, obviously, when I go back inside and listen back to these and decide whether they're good or not. So now we've finished that part of the test, I will go back inside and sort of edit the video together and have a listen, and we can compare. There we go. Now I've had a chance to listen to the clips I recorded outside. I think you'll agree with me that the best one was, unsurprisingly, the Rode wireless setup. I was surprised by how much wind noise there was on the phone mic, and also that the volume was quite high. The Rode wired mic, no wind noise, unsurprisingly, because of the giant wind filter that it's got on it, the giant shield, but the volume is really low. So the fact that a lot of people use that setup in a car, doing kind of pieces to camera, I'm not sure how they kind of got on with that. Maybe they're kind of boosting the volume in editing, but this really should be the solution that you'd use in that scenario. I've played around with this a little bit more now on the receiver, and you can obviously select different levels of volume depending on the source. So I'm quite loud, it seems. So I've put it on the minimum setting and moved it down a little bit on my jacket. And I think that's the kind of best position and the best setting to have it on. So now we've done that and we know how these various options work when you're doing just you talking to a camera. I'll now try and get some footage of a car, outside the car and inside the car, to sort of see how they fare in that environment too. So let's do that. Okay, let's try recording some audio in car. The reason why I've picked the Audi over the M3 is because in the Audi you can take the roof off, and I thought that's probably a better test than in the M3, where obviously it's loud, but in this car you've got kind of wind noise and stuff to contend with too, even though you don't have any nice engine noises. So let's see first how we get on with just the phone mic. Not a very windy day today, but who knows how it will sound. Okay, so this is us with the phone microphone doing 20-30 miles an hour. I will also test doing sort of 50-60 miles an hour just to see what the difference is, and then we can kind of compare it to the roads. Okay, this is us now at 50 miles an hour with the phone microphone. Not sure how my voice will come across, but I am speaking a little bit more loudly than I would do, so we will see. So now we've moved over to the Røde wired microphone. We're doing just over 40 miles an hour. Interesting to see how it compares to the phone mic. I will kind of just accelerate a bit, just so we're going a bit faster, a bit more wind noise maybe. So 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. It's probably a good enough sort of test of the Røde wired mic. So now let's move over to the Røde wireless kit and see how that performs. Okay, so we're now using the Røde wireless system, doing 40 miles an hour. I'm just talking normally now, I'm not shouting. I've got it on the lowest volume setting. I don't know whether that'll work or not. Did try using the little pom-poms, these little things here, and they are shit. The system for clipping them in place, either I'm doing it wrong, I don't know, but all the fur gets in the way of the pins, so when you try to attach them on top of the transmitter, they just kind of get caught, don't get a good seal and just fall off. So I just gave up and thought I'd just try it without. It's also a bit awkward working out where to fit it on either the belt or your clothing, but I think that's just a matter of kind of trial and error, and you'll get there with it. So let's kind of go a little bit faster and see how the sound is, and then we're kind of done for this part of the test. Okay, so now we're traveling at 60 miles an hour with the Røde wireless mic setup. So that should give us a good kind of range of different situations to see how well it copes with the noise, my voice, etc., and how good the sound quality is. So we're now doing 60 miles an hour with the Røde wireless mic setup. So that should be a good enough kind of range of different situations to test them and see how good the sound is, etc., and what the wind noise is like and the volume and so on. So let's kind of move on now to testing static car exhaust noises, which is always fun to do. And then we should have a good kind of base of all different situations to understand how each of them work. Right, let's record some static exhaust noises. It is time to roll out the big guns. all done now with our tests of the mics. It's quite interesting listening back to the in-car and the exhaust noises. I think the in-car, the phone mic did a pretty good job, and the Rode wired is obviously kind of streets ahead of the phone mic. I think it's perfect if there's more than one person in the car as well. That is the perfect solution to use. The wireless, if it's just you in the car, that's as good as you're going to get, I think. The exhaust noises, that kind of showed to me that I didn't position the mic very well at all. I think the phone mic did pretty well. The Rode wired mic, when it's just in a sat position, kind of like off to the side, sounded really good, and was kind of better sound clarity and quality than the phone mic, and obviously no wind noise. But the wireless mic, it kind of proved that those mics have a certain threshold, and a loud exhaust, especially if you're directly in the path of the exhaust or too close, they just can't handle it. And it's the same with the Rode wired mic. So I think the best thing to do, which is obviously what the kit's designed for, is to use the wireless Go and plug the Rode into it, the wired Rode into it, and then sort of hang it off the back of the car from the boot, so kind of pointing vertically down between the exhausts. And then I think that'll give you the best sound, and I'll probably try and do that at some point, but I think that kind of gives a good enough representation of the different mics anyway in what I've done here. So hopefully it's useful, and yeah, kind of enjoy the kit if you get it, because it's all good really. You can't go wrong with either of them. I think you kind of need both for different situations, and if you've got both, then you're covered for everything. So yeah, nice. Thanks for watching.